Under me, in my lap now, come and get him. You think I ain't no boy? Run up if you want, run up if you do the window. They like, ooh, he violent. They ain't dropping nothing, ooh, they silent. They making no rumors, don't nobody believe them, don't surprise me. My side man, she play a position, ain't doing no snitching. Remember, I was broke, now they be like, no, look at Ricky. Don't act like you know it, you know all them years I did, you ain't wrote it. Don't be speaking on me if you owe it. I catch him in traffic and hold him. I put that on my grandmammy. I was gone, but I'm back at it. I ain't cool, I just act happy. Me and Drake, I can backpack it. Say they got a bounty on who? They say they got prices on who? 32, 17, to the beat 32.
Stupid ass bitch.
I hit them, I foot in the neck. Sleeping on me now, cooking your neck. Said it came for a 20-minute set. Put some baguettes in the Cartier specs. I'm back in. I'm back. They ain't sleep on me back then. Now they hollering about tap in. I pulled up with a she give you some, and you tell the business, that mean you a rat then. I don't want your bottles, I don't want you. Just give me my back ends. I'm going back in. Back in.
All right. What's going down? Straight to the point. It don't stop. Still gonna grind regardless. Hit that like. Sub to the channel if you're not a member, and hit them notifications. Do all that good stuff. We're here to have conversation. We're gonna see if some people, actually show up. I know a lot of people are disgusted about what took place last night. Me, myself, personally, I'm not happy about this, but I just knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna take place. It's like clock. You're like when it's gonna happen. You know what's gonna take place. When we talk about Paul George, ever since that injury, that devastating leg injury that he had a few years back, for the most part, he has not reached the full potential in terms of his health, being able to play without having some knick-knack injuries, these type of injuries that happen. You had a hyperextension that happened again, okay? And like I told y'all before, I've said this time and time again, for those of y'all that didn't, that listened to me, for those of y'all that didn't, whenever you hyperextend your knee or your leg, it's almost guaranteed to happen again. Man, at this point right now, man, it's time for Paul George to really do some serious thinking, because you just got back. You just got back, man. And all of a sudden, you're hurt again. And I'm not trying to be, what would they say, give harsh criticism or anything like that. Really, now I'm talking on the outside of basketball, and the afterlife of basketball. Do you want to be able to stand up, or do you want to be able to have a good quality of life? Because, you play this sport, man, and you give it your all and everything, but it's just some players that are just more susceptible than others to injuries. and Paul George just happens to be one of those players. I mean, we could go down the list. We could go down the list. Over time, Monster Mash could never stay healthy. Brandon Roy, he could never stay healthy. Greg Oden could never stay healthy. Ralph Sampson could never stay healthy. Hell, even T-Mac. T-Mac couldn't stay healthy. He got in the Hall of Fame, but, T-Mac was hurt a lot. And my thing is this right here. As a Sixers fan, I told people that this wasn't going to work out. Now, y'all think that I had a problem with Paul George's talent. It wasn't necessarily his talent. It's just that I'm looking at it from a standpoint, okay, you signed for 4 years, man. You signed for 4 years. Is your body even going to hold up? You're 34 years old. You're 34 years old. You're getting hurt. Like, this is like the end of your career. And it's already looking like it's the twilight of your career. And y'all get talent mistaken for being able to stay healthy, for being able to be durable. Durability, availability is very important. Paul George, unfortunately, it doesn't play in his favor. Not with the 76ers. It hasn't. With the Clippers, you saw it there. You saw, injuries here and there. I mean, he played, to give him his credit, he played during the playoffs and everything. And Kawhi Leonard was gone. But throughout the course of the regular season and in the season before that, you had various injuries that had taken place. I'm not going to get on here and be like, oh, man, I told you so, and all this other stuff, because I really don't like seeing this. I don't like it for our franchise. I don't like it and that's why all these discussions are happening about why players are always constantly getting hurt. I'm going to tell you why. That listen, we have to understand that these players, every time you turn around, somebody's being hurt, there's somebody that's injured and stuff, and it's really getting out of hand. This is why I think a lot of players are getting hurt. It's because of the lifestyle that they're choosing to do outside of the court or outside of the field too. And then you fail to realize that, okay, yes, you're going to play basketball, but there is a reason why you have strength and conditioning training. There's a reason why you do yoga. Michael Jordan did all of that stuff. Yoga, Pilates, all that other stuff. They're not gonna tell you, but he did. There's a reason why it's good to get in the pool and do a lot of swimming. Michael Jordan, he did that. Yeah, when he came back from his injury, when he broke his ankle, Michael Jordan was having to do laterals and stuff like that, movements in the pool and stuff like that with his shoes on and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? In the Olympic pool. You said too busy chasing skirts. Well, I don't really get that an excuse. What are you doing? You said Lynn Swan. Um, but there's nothing wrong with chasing skirts. I mean, but you still got to keep your body in shape. Listen, Karl Malone. Like I said, I don't particularly like Karl Malone like that. Outside of basketball, the stuff that he did. But I give Karl Malone credit. Karl Malone was durable. And Karl Malone, if you go back and you go look at what Karl Malone was doing in the off season, like him and Jerry Rice were similar. Jerry Rice used to run a hill during the off season. He used to run this. It was like so many miles. I forgot how many miles it was. And he tried to get some guys to run it with him, and they couldn't even finish. But he was doing that every off season or whatnot. You have to do stuff like that in the off season. You have to do stuff other than just primarily basketball. You have to strengthen your knee. You have to strengthen your ankle. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that your bone structure is right. You can't just be going out there and okay, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna hop out there after doing a podcast and all this other stuff. No, it don't work like that. You got to still, because you have a lot of guys out there that doing herky jerky movements and stuff like that, and those herky jerky movements you're not even ready for. These guys are already coming in. These guys are already trained and prepared and stuff like that, and you're not. Now you got out there, you play Rico Hines and stuff like that, but that's just basketball though. You're older now. You know what I'm saying? And your body is older too. Your body is older than what you are because of what you put it through. You said Karl Malone lift 300 pound bench and then full court. Yeah. And like I said, Chad, y'all think that I was hating on Paul George and stuff, but like I told y'all, this is going to happen. It never fails. Like, look at Maxey, right? Maxey's back out there after a couple games. And Maxey's most likely going to play 70 games, you know what I'm saying, unless something crazy happens or something. You know, you got to get out. Listen, man. At this point right now, you got to start thinking about retirement. And I know some people, they're tripping out when I say that, but it's the truth. Every time you turn around, there's something going on. We're not even a couple of weeks removed from him being back. Then you're gonna have to sit out again. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to sit out again. That's gonna accumulate more rust. All right. Then you're gonna have to get your body, reacclimated again and everything while everybody is warm and all that other stuff. That's gonna take time. So it's just an ongoing thing, and that's why I feel like this isn't gonna work out. What's up, KJ the Don? You said niggas for sure love Dolph. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. It was a whole bunch of fake love, man. It was a whole bunch of fake love for MO3, a whole bunch of fake ass love for Nipsey and Dolph. And then once they ultimately lost their life, then people wanted to start giving them the props. Trust me, I'm here boots on the ground. When I tell you that he couldn't even get love in his own city, I'm talking about MO3. They couldn't, man, nobody was really rocking with MO3 like that. He had to go out of the city in order to get some of the love. I mean, you had some people there that love MO3 that jammed his music and stuff like that. But I'm talking about like when you talk about other artists, people, hey, but there was a lot of fans at first. They couldn't stand MO3 and stuff like that because of his personality, because of who he was and stuff. Because MO3 was a stepper, man. You know what I'm saying? The little nigga was a stepper. Joel is a bum because he's lazy and play. Well, I'm gonna tell you something about Joel. I honestly last night, uh, he actually played pretty decent. Okay, but we should have won that game against Memphis. They don't have They didn't have Ja Morant. And that was a winnable game. But it came down to coaching. He outcoached Nick Nurse with the pieces, the pieces that he had, and they have shooters. They have shooters. They got Scottie Pippen Jr. They got Bane. You understand what I mean? They got guys who put the ball in the hole. And you still got JJJ there. You said you always gonna get the bandwagons, but niggas for sure was sick when you got the news. I don't know about Mo3 like that, but I'm from LA, and Nip was loved. Dolph was revered. Okay, first off, let's talk about Nipsey, right? Let's talk about Nipsey Hussle. No, listen, like, people just started to listen to his music once he passed away. I'm gonna be real with you. I was listening to Nipsey not just for his music, but I was listening to like his interviews and stuff, and what Nipsey was preaching business wise, and what we were trying to do, as a people, our way of thinking. Nipsey was phenomenal, but nobody really caught on to it. Like, for instance, with the whole cryptocurrency, Nipsey Hussle had been talking about cryptocurrency for a long time before people started to really talk about it. Especially our people. Then what do you have? You have people talk about cryptocurrency. Then you have people, that actually trying to get into real estate and stuff like that. He had been talking about that long before his demise. But then people wanted to start bringing it up and stuff like that. And then, oh yeah, we F with Nip and all this other stuff. But while he was here, like, let's just be honest, man, there wasn't a lot of people that were, and I'm not talking about you, KJ the Don, but there was a lot of people that were, like, Nip and Dolph were they had the same type of mindset. Thing about sports media. Is the debate dying to you? Nah, I mean, not to me. I mean, it's mainstream debate is dying, but not over here. Nigga, this the LDBC. LDBC don't die, we fish fry. We ain't going nowhere. I mean, ESPN and all these silly ass networks might be going somewhere, but nah, man, we still here. We still keeping it popping. That's because mainstream media is a joke compared to what we gonna give you the real. Y'all listen. A lot of y'all think y'all live and die by Fox. Y'all live and die by ESPN. Y'all live and die by CNN. Y'all live and die by Fox News and headline news and silly shit like that. Nah, we gonna go ahead and give you the real. I mean, it's not as hardcore as it once was. Listen, man, cold pizza. Y'all can say what y'all want. I know First Take is cold pizza. That's what it originally was. That's when it was really debate, because those guys really used to get into it. Like, they really used to get into it. Now it's kind of like, all this, it's kind of like a comical thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll get into it every now and again, but and then you got guys on there that really can't talk basketball, but they really football players, and you got football players on there trying to talk basketball, vice versa. You got people on there. I love Kimberly Martin. She fine as hell, but sometimes Kimberly Martin, man, she really be capping sometimes, man. You said inside the NBA, ESPN next year, yeah. And I'm glad they going to ESPN and ABC and all of that. Y'all thinking that they're not gonna die, man. Inside the NBA, the inside guys, that's his own entity, and they keep it real on it. Now I'm gonna tell you something about that, KJ, the Don and Ted. Now that right there, now they really get into it. Like Charles Barkley, everybody likes to see Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal get into heated ass debates, and then it gets a little personal. That's why their show is good. But at the end of the day, it ain't nothing personal or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They laugh it off. Ernie Johnson brings a little bit of laughter to it, and then of course you got Kenny Smith, who 9 times out of 10 is neutral all the time. But I think that right there, that's what people want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's to me. At one time, that's how First Take used to be. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not like that no more. And then plus, I mean, Stephen A. Smith, man, he's not the same Stephen A. Smith that he was. You know what I'm saying? People want the quite frankly, Stephen A. Smith really heated on NBA Tonight. You see, that's a little bit before some of y'all time. And NBA Tonight, like them guys used to really get heated. Stephen A. Smith going at Bill Walton and shit. Bill Walton's soul. Man, it used to get really heated. Like, go pull up some of that stuff. You would see them cutting each other off and be like, wait a minute, I'm talking stuff like that. It would really get serious and stuff like that. And it's not as serious anymore. But like, you go on various debate shows now throughout the LDBC. You know what I'm saying? You getting what you want. You know what I'm saying? Shannon leaving undisputed was a nail in the coffin. Well, see, the thing about it, man, after that, like, don't get me wrong, when, the whole situation where he said, put your glasses back on and all that shit, don't get me wrong, that was the icing on the cake and everything, but they had been you could kind of tell that they were kind of getting on each other, but it was funny, though, because, like, it was funny because, okay, like Shannon Sharp would be trying to try to talk, and Skip would make these little noises. He'd be like, and then Shannon Sharp would be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not. He'd be like, nah, go ahead. Nah, he'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna finish because you sitting here being immature and stuff like that. But see, that was long before that whole situation with the Tom Brady argument and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a nail in the coffin. I mean, First Take is just gonna be First Take. First Take is like, we should really call it First Fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. LDBC is my ESPN. Okay. Ticket TV, that is my First Take. Goddamn, like Showtime Rated R. Salute to them guys. That's my undisputed and stuff like that, because you get a sense of realness. Like the Kareem report, that's my Colin Cowherd. You know what I mean? Like I don't listen. I'll listen to it every now and then and stuff like that, man. But I like to get the real. You know what I'm saying? I like for people to be boots on the ground. I support my people, like the one LVZ. You know, that's my goddamn complete opposite of Roland Martin or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't gonna be cooning and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm basically saying is that they come to us. They have to come and get shit from us. They steal from Too Raw. They steal from Ticket. They steal from all these guys' ideas and stuff like that. Like, you know, Player's Choice at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was going to Player's Choice to watch Player's Choice and watch a good, you know, solid ass debate. You're not getting that on TV. You said, yeah. Then everybody gonna be all feelings and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say, man, fuck that Riley, people get all crazy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They want to take it personal and shit. Yeah, I like Cameron and Mace. I like Cameron's versatility, man. I like what Cameron's been doing. He's been able to, Cameron, and I like that sit down that he did with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. See, you got to understand, man. See, that's why I don't hate on Jake Paul. I like what Jake Paul's doing. I'm probably in the minority of supporting Jake Paul. Can he box? He's not no elite boxer, no shit like that. But he got 60 million people watching. He got more people watching Netflix than ever before. So you got to give him his props. He never said that he was like, he gave Mike Tyson opportunity. He gave all these other people opportunity and stuff like that, man. And they jumped on the train. Y'all get mad at Jake Paul. Well, Mike Tyson chose to do it. You had like Jake Paul put a gun to Mike Tyson's head and asked him to sign a contract or something. He made the damn decision. So why you upset at Jake Paul or even Mike Tyson? Everybody talk about, oh, he sold his soul and all this other stuff. He chose to do that. If we're gonna go there, did James Lights Out Tony, did he sell his soul when he went to UFC? Did Clarissa Shields sell her soul when she went to UFC? Did Conor McGregor sell his soul when he came over there to boxing? Like, people like to see that type of stuff or whatever. Can they do the unthinkable? It's like if you go back in time and you watch Rocky 3. Yeah, the humiliation ritual and all that other stuff. But hey, you still got 20 million. But the thing about it is, listen, I'm talking about, I'm not going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? But think about what Jake Paul is doing. Like, we all know that Jake Paul can't survive in the ring with a Tank Davis or no shit like that. But people would really pay to see it. People, like, not even pay. You got to think about it too. You have an opportunity to see a fight for less than $10, as opposed to you paying like 60 or having to find this stream or having to find this or having to go through all these loopholes and stuff like that just to order a fight, where you could just order the subscription for Netflix, and all of a sudden you got action-packed fights right there. But you know, people are always gonna make it a black-white thing. It's not a black-white thing with me when it comes to Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's what some people gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these guys that he's putting on are either Hispanic or black. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's getting shit done. Okay, is it a clown show? Like, was the main event? Some people call it a clown show. Yeah, to a certain degree. But look at what you were entertained by. You were entertained by the undercard. You got a chance to see one of the greatest duels. When we talk about Soriano and Katie Taylor fight, that was entertaining. When you talk about Mario Barrios and Lee Ramos, yeah, I like the Paul brothers, man. Like, I don't have no problem with them. And this is another thing. I would rather have Logan Paul running the WWE than some buffoon like Vince McMahon. I mean, you got to think about it, man. This guy is an owner. These guys are entrepreneurs. These guys really know what they're doing. Like, and you have other people. Now you got Shaquille O'Neal, coming, trying to do the carbon copy thing. NFL versus NBA boxing tournament and stuff like that. Who you think was doing all of that? That was Jake Paul. Jake Paul brought that because it's entertaining. People were laughing at the idea of Nate Robinson fighting. People were laughing at the idea of Frank Gore fighting, but people were watching it. People were like, "Oh man, I don't want to see these two old niggas fight." When they talk about Roy Jones and when they talk about Mike Tyson, people still watched it. So you can't knock the hustle, man. Like, you can't knock what he doing. Yeah, I don't like it. It's nasty. My daughter likes Prime. People say Jake. But if real fighters, listen, if he fight like he lost to a real boxer already. It's not like he's afraid. I really would believe that he'll fight these guys like that you're talking about. But that's a good thing because it's like, okay, let's get it done. That's what boxing needs. You got to think about it. These guys, all they do is talk, and they never get nothing done. Like, it took how long for us to get the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight? And like I said, we never got Canelo and Benavidez. Okay, we haven't got tank fights. The real tank fights that we want to see, like a Shakur Stevenson, like a Devin Haney, we haven't been able to get those fights. We didn't get the rematch that we wanted to see with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. We got Wilder and we got Tyson Fury and stuff like that. That was about the only thing that we could say, okay, we truly got, but. Other than that, we didn't get Wilder and we didn't get Joshua. It's a lot of fights out there that people wanted to see, and they wanted to put together. But see, back in the day, KJ the Don and Ted, everybody else up in here, we never had to worry about Tommy Hitman Hearns and Marvin Hagler. We never had to worry about Hagler versus Leonard. We never had to worry about Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. We never had to worry about, Tyson versus Holyfield. We never had to worry, you know what I'm saying? Because the fights was going to happen. Ali and Frazier. Ali and Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones and Griffin. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather and De La Hoya. I'm talking about before he eventually turned into Money Mayweather. You ain't never had to worry about that. Those fights were going to get made. Bernard Hopkins, as much as I don't like Bernard Hopkins, he was going to step in the ring no matter what. It was going to get done. James Tony. I don't. He a coon ass motherfucker, man. I don't like him, and I definitely don't like what he did. Like right now, Devin Haney. That's why shout out to the Haney, shout out to Bill, and shout out to Dream. That's why I'm Team Haney, because they get shit done. Y'all criticize Devin Haney. Oh well, he's moving up before he can fight Tank and stuff like that. It's because they don't got time to bullshit. They like to get shit done. Like, it's either you gonna fight or you not. Shit or get off the pot. This era fucking different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with wrestling. Like, it's just all this talking. Back in those days, they didn't talk. Ultimate Warrior was gonna run to the ring. He was gonna show the press Hulk Hogan and get the fuck up out of there. And that was that. Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, it was going down. Hulk Hogan was going to slam Andre the Giant. And that was that. You know what I'm saying? They did a little bit of talking, but guess what? They got right to it. Who fought? Garcia, Shane, Mosley. Yeah, no, listen, bro. Like, these guys, man, but who you talk about who fought? Yeah, Stone Cold did. Like, Stone Cold and The Rock. Yeah, they did they talking, but they got right to it. That's why I like WCW personally. I used to, like, I was into WCW for a while more than I was at WWF. Hulk and Macho, yeah, they fought, and then of course they came with the mega powers, and then of course, you know what I'm saying, that whole thing that happened with Elizabeth and all that. God rest her soul, but God rest both of their souls, Macho Man and Elizabeth. But you know, the climate is different, man. Like, these guys, and everybody don't like the fact, oh man, you like Jake Paul and stuff like that. Is Jake Paul an asshole? Yes, he is. Is Jake Paul annoying? Yes, he is. Can Jake Paul be over the top? Yes. Do you want to, like, slap the fuck out of Jake Paul? Absolutely. But Jake Paul is smart. Him and Logan, they're smart. They got you looking. They got you paying attention. He's dominating social media. Like, if you could sit up here and say, "Oh man, that fight was trash," all this other stuff, I guarantee you, Jake Paul says he's fighting. He's gonna tune in. The last time that he fought, when I think when he did MMA, like, literally, like Ted and KJ, when you went to Dave and Buster's, it was packed. You know why? Because they were showing the fight there. It was packed. I mean, it was really packed in there for a Jake Paul fight. What's up in my head, bro? I mean, he just business minded, man. Like, you know, I mean, he got swag and all that other stuff, but like, he's a businessman that doesn't mind. Like, you got to think about it. These guys that, you know, he be going back and forth with and stuff like that, I guarantee you, with him and Tank, he'll sit down and be on a podcast with Tank. You know what I'm saying? That's just, that's a part of getting people riled up and stuff like that. Yeah, and he does a good job at promoting. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether the slap thing, whether the slap at the press conference was real or fake, guess what? It shook up the internet. And listen, everybody wants to talk about, oh man, I don't want to see Mike Tyson in the ring no more. I'm sad. Man, Mike shouldn't have been in there. Don't get in there again and all this other stuff. Y'all wasn't saying that in the beginning. Listen, everybody in the beginning, they were like, oh yeah, Tyson gonna knock him out. Tyson gonna do this. Tyson in great shape. Tyson, once in a lifetime generational talent. He gonna put Jake Paul to sleep. Da 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 da. But y'all were anticipating a 58-year-old man coming in there and dominating the guy. But then, guess what? Like midway through the fight, y'all were like, man, this guy really is 58. He's no longer Tyson. Tyson need to retire. You see how y'all change up really quick? Tyson has no business in the ring, and he sold his soul. Y'all wasn't saying that in the beginning. So which one is it? First y'all sit up there and y'all excited about the fight, and y'all didn't even mention nothing about the 20 million at first. Oh, but then he lose. Then yeah. Well, he sold his soul. He's showing his butt on camera and rituals and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was not saying none of that shit in the beginning. Yeah, now y'all, yeah, they turn their backs on Mike. Now y'all talking a whole bunch of shit about Mike. But in the beginning, y'all was supporting him. You had people bringing out their old Mike Tyson jackets and talking about Mike Tyson Punch Out and all that other stuff. Don't y'all know that y'all are really boosting Mike Tyson? Y'all are helping him. You're helping his brand. Mike Tyson is a brand. Yeah, but and then y'all talk all that shit about Rosie Perez and all that other stuff. Dog, it's opportunity. Hell, y'all act like Rosie Perez is ugly. Rosie Perez, I like hearing her talk. I mean, she didn't know that much about boxing or whatever, but it's great because you got a chance to hear from Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez back in the day, she a lot of people they like Rosie Perez. Yeah, you said I would still smash. Yeah, Rosie Perez is still a beautiful woman, man. She's still marketable. And you gotta think about it, she's reaching the Latina community too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about who was in the ring. Like Jake Paul is smart. The promoters are smart. They know they have a Latina fighter in Amanda Soriano, who is a Puerto Rican woman. Rosie Perez is a Puerto Rican woman. So you're reaching the Latino, and then on top of that, you got to think about it. You have the Hispanic community, the Latinos in there too. When you got Mario Barrios and Ramos, then of course you got the black folks. Then you got the white folks. You know what I'm saying? It's a smart thing, man. And a lot of y'all, y'all don't look at the bigger picture. I look at because Jake Paul wants to take over. Like if watch when he's 27 now. You got to think about it. By the time he get 30-something years old and he starts getting in the front office and promoting stuff, and he's behind a lot of stuff, this dude is generating so much knowledge. I'm gonna say this right here. He gonna fuck around and do what Bezos is doing in the sense of entertainment, man. Because it's turning into now everything that he touches it it does numbers. Everything he does, man, it does numbers, man. Whether you like it or not. Mm. Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, I give props to J. Paul. I know that's not the main thing that we were talking about, but I had to talk about that for a minute because it's like some people seem to think that um, you know oh yeah, you gotta hate this man and all this other stuff. Man, look, I don't have to like you, personality wise, in order to give you your just due. Um, I'm giving that guy his just due, man. Like, and I don't have to like you as a boxer. I don't have to like you, at what you do. But like his his brilliance is coming aside from boxing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he hustled the people. He was hustling. You got to think about it. Mike Tyson and Don King was hustling people too. I always talk about that. A lot of y'all don't realize what was happening back then, but Don King, Don King was the ultimate hustler, man. Like when he came with King Vision and all that other stuff, man. Like it was genius what he was doing or whatever, but Don King had a lot of lawsuits too. Y'all don't see the the backdrop about that shit either. As good as he was, you know what I'm saying? Don King was a crook too, man. You see John Jones. Yeah. Yeah, John Jones. I mean, nah, I'm not gonna call John Jones a coon. What? Cause he cause he voted for Trump. Nah, man, John Jones ain't no coon. Look, and to be honest with you, everything that's happening now. Oh, let me see something. Everything that's happening now, a lot of people don't like. They're not liking the fact that Trump is. They're not liking the fact that he's coming with the being deported. He defended Ryan Garcia. Well, I mean, look, bro, that don't like that's his opinion, man. You know, I mean that's his opinion. If he like to me that wouldn't put him because there's still a lot of people that still like Ryan Garcia. Me myself personally, I don't. And believe it or not, Ryan Garcia got black fans and as well as Latino fans. But you also got to think too. Um, what's it called was in the same position kind of at one point in his career when we talk about the steroids and all that other stuff. But John Jones didn't really need no steroids, but he wasn't the only one that tested positive. Anderson Silva, he tested positive. It's a lot of guys that tested positive. But I'll say this though, it don't have nothing to do with what his success rate in the ring is. I mean, to be 29-0, in my opinion, I know it says 28-1, but he's 29-0 in my opinion. To be 29-0, I mean, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. I mean, who's better than John Jones? Any guy that you put in front of John Jones will get destroyed. I got John Jones all day, and look, I used to not be. I want people to understand. I used to not like John Jones when he first started fighting. Did he beat who? Brock Lesnar? Fight. They never fight. They never fought. People wanted them to fight, but he would have beat him too. He would have beat Brock Lesnar. Did Brock Lesnar? I know Brock Lesnar used to wrestle, but did he play football? I'm trying to think. I think Brock Lesnar played football too, didn't he? I think Brock Lesnar played football. I know he used to wrestle, but I'm trying to think. Did he play? Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I knew he played football. What was he? What was he? A D tackle or a linebacker? I know he was a lineman or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I knew he was a D tackle. I knew it. Yeah. Oh, Brock Lesnar. I wanted to see him up close, man. Meet that guy. I never. What's your favorite sport? It's basketball, hoops, man. He had potential, but would fight teammates. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you belong in either the ring or the octagon. Yeah, basketball is my favorite sport, man. Basketball is my favorite sport. I like a way to dribble up and down the court. We're playing basketball. We're playing basketball. Yeah, hoops is my favorite, man. Matter of fact, I'm getting my son ready. He about to hoop. He a little sick right now. I'm kind of sick too myself, man. I got some sharp pains in my stomach, bro. He said, Brock said he's not a people person at all and got gates on his ranch with electro barbed wiring and a rifle for anyone who gets over. You see, man, actually, guys like that, you got to be able to sit down with them. Like, you got to understand, man. A lot of athletes, they like to be. A lot of athletes are introvert. Like Michael Jordan is an introvert. He'll tell you that. he's really an introvert. Well, we know that Dennis Rodman like to be around everybody, but a lot of guys just like their privacy, man. It's because you get a lot of weirdos, man. You get a lot of weirdos. You get a lot of guys, man, that just say dumb shit, man. You said I would still fight him. Damn, Ted, you want to fight? You want to smoke with Brock? I never had no problem with Brock Lesnar. I actually liked him as a wrestler, man. I think that really it should be him that should try to take over the WWE, man. Like him, or because we all know that Triple H isn't doing a very good job. That's why I said Logan Paul is really starting to he's going to end up eventually taking over. Um, I seen a man let his wife hand go and follow Matt Barr, talking about how he taller in real life and looking. Wow, wow. Yeah, I love wrestling, man. Yeah, I like wrestling. I like the older wrestling though. Like, I like it. I like the golden age of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like when it was, you know, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Andre the Giant, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think when wrestling started to kind of go downhill a little bit was when, okay, you remember when they had Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty and all that, and Doink the Clown and all that. That's when I kind of started to kind of move away from it, man. Bianca Belair. Yeah, I like the old matches. I'm with Ted on that one 100%, man. I like the old matches, man. Like I like I, you know I like the Summer Slams back in the days. You know what I'm saying? I used to like Sergeant Slaughter, the Bushwhackers. You know what I'm saying? Legion of Doom, or Road Warriors, whatever you want to call them. The Rockers with Shawn Michael, Marty Jannetty. You know what I'm saying? Bret Hitman Hart, the drama that was going on between him and Shawn Michael. That was a right. See, they had good rivalries back then. Like Shawn Michaels versus Owen Hart. That was really a personal thing, man. Hot Saw Jim Duggan. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Steel cages, yeah, man. Steel cages, the ladder matches. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Oh man. Ugh. But I appreciate those guys, man, because it's not easy, man. Wrestling is not easy, and it takes a toll on your body. I think it was Ultimate Warrior, that was talking about it. He was talking about how all the painkillers they used to have to take. And oh, you met Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Ho! You said, did you see Mr. McMahon? Nah, man, I don't. Listen, man, I don't like Vince McMahon. I've been telling people about. I've heard a lot of stuff about Vince McMahon. Like all this stuff that's coming out about him, I was never surprised because I knew what the type of shit that he was doing. I heard a lot of bad stuff about him, and he's like the shrewdest of shrewd businessman. Um, he's a low down person, but they never talk about him. They never get on him about any of the stuff that he's doing. Like this guy destroyed lives. Um, I felt like with that Owen Hart situation, how Owen Hart went out. I felt like that there was a lot of stuff behind that. Some people gonna disagree with me, but I really felt like I don't know, man. I felt like, man, that was a setup. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like that was a setup because let's just call it what it is. Owen Hart and the Hart brothers and McMahon, they weren't getting along. They were not getting along at all. And so, um, when Owen Hart had unfortunately lost his life in a very messed up way, man. Um, I felt like it had a lot to do with Vince McMahon. You know what I'm saying? Some people could disagree. Like I said, some people could disagree with me. You know, but I felt like it was a lot behind that. You know what I'm saying? Because of those guys not seeing eye to eye with not. But yeah, I have no desire to watch that documentary. I never liked Vince McMahon, and then me growing up, now that I'm a grown adult and see, you really get into the specifics and behind the scenes and stuff like that was going on. Nah, man. Yeah, but that don't take it. But that doesn't excuse all of the foul shit that he did, Ted. Like you still got man, man. You like me saying that you got a lot of dirt under your fingernails is an understatement. Boy, you got a hell of a long rap sheet. You got to think about it, man. Um, how he screwed over a lot of the wrestlers. Um, some of these guys, man, they never can walk again. He was so savage. He was so savage, man, that you know he wouldn't allow guys if there was like something going on with his with their families or something like that. He would give them like he would blackmail them. He was doing stuff like that, Ted, and that's not cool, man. That's not cool. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, about and like, don't get me wrong. We know that it's a business. We know that wrestling is hard, but it's hard enough that these guys got to sacrifice their body, um, you know, taking risk or whatever, flying off the top ropes and stuff like that. Man, that stuff is not easy, bro. Like, do you think you could fly off the top ropes so many times a year, constantly getting body slammed. You still got to work out, stuff like that. That's why I got an appreciation for the guy. Yeah, it might be fake in terms of the storylines and stuff like that, but man, them getting hit and them slamming on the canvas and stuff like that. That's real. Yeah, Jim Ross and Mick Foley, Mankind. I know him as Mankind. Yeah, man. So Vince McMahon is a foul dude, but like I said, I don't never get over that. Like when I was younger, Ted. When I was younger, I just thought maybe the Owen Hart it was just a freak accident like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, wait a minute, man. Like I felt like that really could have been prevented. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And then I started putting two and two together because let's just call it what it is. They weren't getting along. Um, Bret Hart and the Hart brothers, the Hart team, they didn't get along with Vince McMahon like that. And it uh what's it called? I think he ended up winning a world champion finally or whatever. Bret Hart did, but for a long time he was just always getting the Intercontinental belt, and I think that was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be the main guy or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But like when you do Intercontinental Championship, it was kind of like a step below. Yeah. All right, y'all. I got to get up out of here. Like, share, subscribe, hit them notifications. Straight to the point. Shouts out to the whole LDBC. I'll get at y'all later.